Yeah, all excellent points. And I suppose, yes, again, carrying on from that, um, obviously, like you said, there's massive populations in Houston and all these cities in Texas, and there's certainly no shortage of people to get involved. But I suppose the main challenge is in getting people involved that aren't Irish expats, people immigrating for J1 visas and all that, is to get people involved because they hear about the sport, because of the sport is gaining more awareness. And I suppose working on it, looking at it from a topical point of view, the recent Sky Sports deal that has been announced and the recent GAA Go, which is the live streaming that's going to be available to internationally to people over the RT player. What kind of role do you see those kind of deals, what kind of real effect are those deals going to have in getting people involved in the GAA, or do you think it will have any real effect?
I do, yeah, 100%. I think it's great that Sky have taken it on, because it's only going to increase the scope of certainly I know in the UK and in and around the UK and Ireland it's going to help. Over here, well, we've done our own thing, I guess. We've gone with, and the only way to watch them in bars here is with premium sports. So last year we got the games into a pub, which was a little bit outside of the city, admittedly, about a half an hour's drive from where I am, and I'm pretty close to city centre here in Houston. Now this year though, we have a new place that's going to be showing them, a new bar that's very, very central, and we've already gotten several people signed up for what we're doing, which is a season ticket. So over in America, it costs you $20 to go to a bar to watch a game. That's how it works, because premium sports charge the bar, and the bar then charges the customers. So what we're doing is we're doing $20 a game as per the premium sports, or we're doing a $100 season ticket where you get unlimited access, so you can watch as many games as you want. And that's just started. So we actually got the league finals this year for the first time. We got the football and the hurling league finals here. And yeah, you're right. All of that, so that and the Sky Sports deal and the RTE Go or GAA Go online stuff. We're encouraging our players, our non-Irish players, to watch all of this stuff, because that's how they're going to learn the nuances of the sport, and by playing obviously as well. But it's by seeing the top guys at it. That's how they'll really learn to appreciate the speed and the movement and what they need to do to progress themselves to the next level. So yeah, absolutely, it's good for us. It's good for the sport in general.
And you can say it's good, and like you said, there's a challenge there where people can only really watch it in the pubs, you're saying. And certainly when you think about it from a neutral point of view, from let's say an American who's never seen the GAA before, they're not involved in your club, what does the GAA Go deal really mean to them? Because they're not going to be actually thinking, oh God, I better download the GAA Go app and make sure I catch all the live GAA action, because they've never heard of it before. So I mean, it doesn't really affect them. And of course in Australia they have the TV deal where GAA is broadcast live on TV, so they're the distinct advantage in encouraging non-Irish people to get involved in GAA, because they're seeing it on TV, albeit at 3 o'clock in the morning, but
yeah,
it's there live on TV if they want to see it.
I guess
so. I mean, from a GAA perspective, what can they do to help clubs like yourself and other people, because you're so far out? How can the GAA help you to get more people aware of the games, other than something like GAA Go, which only really affects people who are already involved in the GAA?
Yeah, that's a good point, and I think like something similar to what you're talking about in Australia would be a good start. Like as I mentioned, and you're right, the only way to watch games certainly here in Texas is by going through the premium sports route, where a pub has to get it in. They get charged $4,000 or $5,000 for it, and then it's down to them to collect that money back off their customers. And yeah, for Australia it's 3 o'clock in the morning. For us it's 8 a.m. on a Sunday morning in the pub, which isn't ideal either. I guess I think that, and I don't want to step out of line here by saying that they need to cut the deal with premium sports, but they are the only game in town in America, unfortunately. So if they want to grow it and grow the sport from a viewership point of view, I think it's going to have to be made available through cable TV. Now, the way I can kind of compare that is the English Premier League was broadcast on NBC this year. They took the rights from Fox, and they did a phenomenal job with it. Basically, this is probably the only country in the world you can watch every single Premier League game live every weekend. it's on your cable system, and they're making that available to everybody. You don't have to subscribe to it. So I think something similar to that for the GA would work really well.
And I don't want to stick on this topic for too long because it's been discussed enough, but when you talk about the English Premier League, one thing the English Premier League do is, because they run it like a business and they run it on what's the best commercial strategy for them, they oftentimes play the games at 7 o'clock in the evening, so that if it's broadcast in America, it's broadcast at a reasonable hour, and if it's broadcast somewhere in the Pacific region, it's broadcast maybe 10 or 11 o'clock at night rather than 5 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. So is that a step that the GAA could take, offering more evening time games? I mean, certainly that would be a controversial decision here at home, to play games at 7 o'clock in the evening just so people in America could see it. But what would you think of that kind of strategy?
Yeah, and I mean, it's already kind of it's happening from a. I know when games go to replays like Tyrone and Down this weekend, that's on Saturday evening, which I think it's going to be. Is it 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. Irish time? So for replays, they're already doing it. I guess the question is, will they do it for the marquee games, like if it's Dublin versus Kildare in the Leinster final, or Dublin Meath in the Leinster final, which is traditionally going to be at 3 o'clock in the afternoon throw-in, or 3:30 in the afternoon in Croker. Are they going to shift that to a 7 o'clock at night? Probably not, in the short term at least. I don't know if that's something that they need to do for the global market. For the American market, the time difference between Ireland and Houston isn't terrible. It's 6 hours. It's just early in the morning. It's not in the middle of the night, so it's not too bad for us. But it's certainly something, maybe if they wanted to expand it on a global level, maybe they do need to look at something like that.